Interesting. You're originally from Janesville,
Born and
correct?
raised here, right?
How does that affect who you are as an artist? Growing up in southern Wisconsin, in a community, how does that imprint your view of the world and your view of arts and so on?
I believe that my life has been Americana. You went to a school where you were respected. The behavior of the teachers and the behavior of the children was building, helping everybody improve. My teachers were reliable. They were friendly. They were delightful to be with. We went to a typical church in town. We were Presbyterians. I think that, I don't want to get into Christianity too much, but everybody has to select the faith that fits them. And we had wonderful leadership. And friends were sincere. You get hurt every once in a while in relationships because you don't have quite the same values of other people, but you put it together, and the family was close and valued. And we had the four seasons. The awareness of beauty was inside of me all along. I just thought everybody else was watching the shadows on the barns and the hills and the valleys and the trees and the sunlight and the flowers. I thought everybody saw that. It turns out that not everyone is quite as sensitive to that as some of us. And it's our job to remind them it is out there, because there's so much beautiful that can reward you, but there are so many sad things going on in our life. If the people who are perpetuating the sad things had the insight into the beauty and feelings of people around them, I guess I just expect the best from everybody, because living in Janesville, we have a wonderful background. We had a wonderful school system. We still do. People are trying to improve it. I expect the best from everyone. I feel that the people have a say in their community. They can vote for the people they want. You talk about the people. You can meet the people, so you find out what they're really like rather than just reading the billboards. I expect United States to work because of the values and the way I was brought up and the beliefs of my teachers and the history. Of course, my husband says history is written by the victors. So you see that.
I don't believe he's the first one to say that.
Oh, probably not. And as you get older, you see complications, but you try to work them out. Janesville is Americana. It's guys working, trying to make a living, getting their kids to school, hoping for the best life of the children.
So you feel like you're an American painter because of the experience that you had growing up in Janesville?
Absolutely. It's been wonderful. And Dad worked at General Motors, and he got his first vacation in 1949, and he liked it so much he took the family out west, a 4,000-mile trip in 1950. And we saw mountains, and we saw glaciers, and we saw Crater Lake with Wizard Island out there in the middle, and the sunlight reflecting on it, and Phantom Canyon in Colorado, and Boulder Hoover Dam, and Grand Canyon, all these things that just, it was there. And if I can remind people that it's there, we have such a wonderful, wonderful country that we need to just open our eyes and look around it and think of the positives rather than the negatives.
Very good point.
Covered a lot of
It's hard to argue. You did, but it's very hard to argue with that, yes. The thing that I always like to ask people is, what are some of the lessons that you have learned? Because everyone had their own set of experiences, and everyone's path is different. You were a teacher, educator, and then you became an artist and a businesswoman, because being an artist and self-employed, it's running your own business, you and your husband. What are some of the lessons that you wish you could maybe let somebody who is either thinking about becoming a professional painter, maybe that there's some lessons that you can share there?
It really helps a lot to have a husband who has a background in accounting, because he does taxes. In Illinois, every little town, and sometimes the towns would have different tax rates within that, and you have to pay those taxes. Well, you know that there are some people who are not going to try their very best not to, but if you want credibility and longevity and integrity, then you pay the taxes. And I fall asleep when I do numbers, but my husband is very good at that, thank God.
So it makes sense to have somebody who has got some business and
absolutely, okay. Yes. and he mats and frames, and he's very good at it. He's very precise. He gets it done on time. Part of this is being responsible, showing up when you need to be, doing what you said you would do, and following through, and liking people. Every once in a while, artists will be sitting back reading a book in behind their display. And some people feel if that artist doesn't think it's even valuable enough to come out and represent their work and talk with me, I'm not going to buy their art. One of our friends sold very well at the Monona Terrace show because this gentleman came back and he said, "You're the only artist that talked to me." So it really helps to go beyond yourself. You can tell I like people. But for people who are a little more shy than I, if you are representing your work, explain it to people, be friendly, and it's just, if you're proud of it, then you should be able to tell people. Some artists, of course, place their work in places like this, and the attitude of the owner and the other people is dependent upon it. But if they're representing their work, they should be able to explain it to people and always expect the best from the person you're talking to. And real often it hits the mark.
You know what I'm seeing, Connie, with you is that you're just fearless. You are fearless about, you know, changing your career, about approaching people, about going and throwing yourself out into the world of the art fairs and all the things that come with it, and new experiences and new skills that you have to have. It's very cool. Thank you so much, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.